Hi everybody, welcome to Sun and Fun 2021. We're in Lakeland, Florida. Today I'm with Tom Walsh. He's the owner of this plane right here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Tom, first off, start by introducing yourself, tell us what you do, and then we'll get into why you like the Ranger.
Well, my name is Tom Walsh. I'm a pilot. I fly for an airline, and I flew in the military before that. I've been flying since I was about 16 years old, I think, and a lot of years. I do some light airplane flying as well as the heavy airplane flying, and I've had my Ranger about a year. When it first came out, I saw it in a magazine article and then started looking at it, and it solved a lot of the problems that I wanted solved for a personal airplane, and I found this, and it's been great. I really like it.
Great, that's good to hear. Yeah, a lot of people, when they discuss the Ranger, they talk about it checking off a lot of boxes. You know, they're looking for a plane that can do a little bit of everything, and we believe that it does. What do you use the Ranger for primarily?
Well, I like to fly around the country and visit, and I also like local flying too. So I use it for both. I've taken it all around the country with several trips, and I really like that. Both seats fold down to create a space for camping if I want to. I've never done that.
You haven't done it yet? Okay.
No, but I can if I want to.
Yeah, okay.
So I like the room that it has. It's the roomiest airplane that I've ever had.
Yeah.
I have a Cessna Cardinal, and this has more room than that does.
Mm-hmm.
Has both seats that can fold down. One seat I'll fold down and put some stuff next to me. I've got plenty of room to take whatever I need.
Yep.
Take some light baggage and camping gear if I want. If I want to stop and camp somewhere, I've got that behind me. A lot of space. One of the other things I really like about the Ranger is it has a Continental 0200 engine. As I said, I like to do cross-country flights somewhere with a Ranger with a Continental 0200. Any mechanic in the country that's an airplane mechanic can work on that engine.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the appeals as well.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So you're talking about, you've done a lot of cross-country stuff. What's the furthest distance you've crossed with your Ranger?
When I picked it up at the factory, I flew from Seattle all the way down to San Diego and then across to Florida. A few months later, I flew it up to Connecticut, and I wanted a couple of things done to it, so I took it back to the factory via Connecticut to Seattle, and then repeated that whole trip back to Florida. Next month, I'm taking it up to Connecticut, where I stay during the summer, and it's going to be used to explore New England, all over New England.
Wow, so cool.
So, a lot of people don't think of a light sport airplane as a cross-country airplane,
right? But
I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's not the speediest thing you can have, but you can reliably count on about 100 miles an hour and plenty of fuel to go a long range. One of the reasons, I would say it's even a primary reason that I switched to the Ranger, is for the flight characteristics. I had previously flown several Cub-type aircraft, and I wanted to take them around cross-country, and I've done that. But the thing that prohibited me from doing everything that I wanted to do was the winds. One of the things that appealed to me is that it's similar design-wise as far as the control system to the Van's RV series, so it's very responsive. You can fix crosswinds and gusty winds on a landing. You can fix it right away with those light, crisp controls.
Right.
And that makes a big difference on a cross-country.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
a lot of days that I would never fly my old airplane, which was Piper Cub type series or others that I would hesitate to fly in because of the winds, but this I would take in conditions that I wouldn't notice.
You've told us a lot about your airplane and what you like about it, so why don't we take a moment and allow you to show us around the plane, and we'll go from there.
Okay, great.
Right, cool.
I read about it and wanted one and put my order in and finally got one about a year ago, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I'll tell you the reasons why I bought this airplane and why I love it. First, Continental 0200 engine. You can take it anywhere. Anywhere you go in the U.S., people can work on it. That was important to me. I've had road taxis before and found it very, very difficult to find somebody who could work on it if you're stuck on the road somewhere. Not the case with this airplane. Very easy to get in and out of. Both doors fold open and can secure. It's extremely roomy, easy to get in and out of. Right now I've got the gust lock on, so I won't get all the way in. But both seats fold down. It can become a camping area if you want. A lot of times if I fly across country, I'll take the cushions off and fold this down. It folds down flat. And I've got all this room in the back for light baggage. You have to pay attention to the weight, but that's not a problem with one person. If it's two people, you can still go fly. You can just adjust your fuel load and carry lighter baggage. But I've taken this, as I said, around the country. I like the Dynon avionics a lot. I will never go back to anything else but Dynon. I have so much information here. As I said, I fly for an airline with a pretty sophisticated airplane that flies international routes, and I've got almost as much information here on these two screens as I get with my airliner.
Wow.
I can see traffic. I can see every bit of engine information that I want. All the cylinders are monitored. It's got an autopilot. Every Vashon Ranger comes standard with an autopilot. I can fly myself when I want, or if I'm on a cross country and just want to relax and look around a little bit, I can put the autopilot on and use that, and it's just great. The roominess, I can't reach the other side. When I'm reaching forward, I've got so much room up here I can't even reach the front. Lots of room in the back. One of the things that I like is the windows. I'll just show you these.
Yeah.
I had them move mine to the center, which I really like. You can also have them placed in the front. I do a lot of photography, many happy hours taking photos from a Cessna Cardinal, and just for fun I do it out of here, and it's very easy to use for photography.
That's awesome.
When I want. The other thing visibility wise that I really like is no struts. I'm very much hooked on no struts for the visibility. It's just great visibility out to the side. One of the reasons they decided to do that is at some point they're going to put the Ranger on floats, and I'm a seaplane pilot as well, so I may be interested in that at some point in time.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, a lot of people ask us why the pitot tube is up high, and that is exactly what you're talking about, because the plane was built from the start to accommodate floats and be an awesome seaplane as well.
You don't want to be banging yourself on any kind of pitot tube.
Tell me about the wrap that you put on this plane. Did you help design the wrap?
Well, if you see the design on that one over there, I borrowed the design and changed the color a little bit. They have their own standard design. I took the bottom half, which I really like. My wife's from Alaska, so I wanted to work that in, the Northwest theme. And then I just simply had the designer that does the wraps change it to a sunset scene or a sunrise, depending on how you want to look at it. So I designed that myself with some help, and really enjoyed that. It personalizes your airplane. That's one of the things about the Ranger. You can actually make it look the way you want. It could be any kind of color scheme or any kind of wrap scheme or none. A lot of people can just get it white and they'll put standard stripes on there. Or you could put a beach scene or some other scene that you like. So I thought that was kind of cool. The wrap has been great. I've had no problems with it. It's lighter. It lasts a long time. It's easy to take care of. I haven't seen any peeling or anything. I'm very happy with the wrap, the way that it came out. One of the things to consider if you're considering other light sport aircraft, and another reason why I switched to the Ranger with the 0200, is checking the oil. It's standard. It's just a standard dipstick. What I found really irritating about the Rotax that I had was having to spin the prop through to get the oil returned to the tank and burp the engine. Try doing that on a hot summer day a bunch of times, which I've done to go fly. This is just the normal way. It has the Kato prop, which a lot of the light sport aircraft are going to now. Probably the best prop I've ever used for a light sport. It's smooth and works really, really well. Landing lights, but they're also wig-wag or pulse lights. Both wingtips will alternate. In any kind of a heavy traffic environment, it really, really makes you visible to have these lights flashing back and forth. That was another safety feature that I liked. Along with the instrumentation, with the Dynon, I can see all the traffic displayed, and if any traffic is a threat, it will actually speak to me in my headset and tell me where that traffic is and their altitude relative to mine. And that's a big, big deal if you're in a heavy traffic environment.
Yeah.
Since the parent company for Vashon is Dynon, it has all Dynon gear, which I really, really like. You want me to turn it on?
Yeah, let's turn it on. Let's take a look.
It'll take a moment to boot up, but it's got so many features. This airplane, by the way, was also designed to be a trainer as well. It was designed to be a replacement for the 152, 172 type series, except it'll only carry 2 people. But the comfort of this compared to a 152 for flight schools is just incredible. And I think it would be a tremendous trainer. What's really important nowadays, and I can say this as an airline guy, the glass cockpit, that's what we use now. I was trained on steam gauges in the military, and my initial airline flying experience was all with steam gauges, but everything is glass now. So if you're learning to fly, you must be comfortable with glass. Just a basic overview. I can put any of this information anywhere I want to. If I want to put the map over here, I can have a full map. I can zoom in and out. There's terrain indicated. Traffic right here. This is giving me the call sign. He's 900 feet above us. Here's another one. I like having the traffic. I can put full ADS-B information up here. I can get my weather. I can overlay weather. So for local flying, it's great, but for cross countries, even better. Full engine monitoring. I can see every parameter, EGT, CHT, oil, even carburetor temperature is indicated here, and I don't have to worry about carburetor ice. If I see the temperatures dropping, I can just put the carb heat on. Lots and lots of fuel. It's got 27 gallons usable, 28 total. 2 wing tanks, no switches to worry about for fuel. Everything feeds down into a header tank, which is 2.5 gallons. And if that header tank is not full, it'll give you a warning. So you know once you're down into the header tank, you've got 30 minutes plus of flight time and you just land. But I never push that, of course. Always land with plenty of fuel. So a lot of people think that light sport can't be a good cross-country airplane, but it is. I can fly for 4 hours easily, and at my age, I don't want to fly for 4 hours without having to stop for a restroom break or for coffee or something.
Some coffee, yeah.
Yep. I've done some grass air strips with no problems whatsoever. The gear's beefy. It was meant for that kind of thing. I haven't done any what I would consider hardcore off airport stuff. It could do it, but I'm not doing that yet. But beaches and grass and gravel, dirt roads, things like that would be no problem. Yep. Now, to be clear, it's not Super Cub with giant Tundra tire type landing stuff. You don't want to do that with this. But for regular, prepared, or even unprepared strips that are relatively flat and smooth, it would have no trouble at all.
We're really proud here at Vashon to say that this is more than likely the most tested LSA plane out there. We put this thing through every torture test we could possibly come up with. There's a really great video on our channel you can check out of us testing the suspension, snapping these arms, and making sure that we'd figure out what their load rating is and beefing them up to make sure that it's extremely safe. So it's got to be probably the safest LSA airplane out there.
Right. I would agree with that. With the equipment that it has, the way it was designed, to me, the fact that Ken Kruger designed it was a big plus. It's got a lot of the safety features that a lot of light sport won't have. It's got a 5-point harness on both sides, which is really good. It does not have a ballistic parachute. I asked about that, and their thinking is, and I agree with this, the rate of descent is lower than what a Cirrus aircraft would be coming down underneath the parachute. And flying at such a low speed, just above stall, if you did have to go into terrain or something, you're probably going to be okay because you have such a slow speed. It becomes like a parachute mode, if you will. That's what they call it, a parachute mode. It comes down really slow.
How do you feel about the stall characteristics?
Very gentle, very gentle. It kind of traditional stall, very gentle brake, straight ahead. You can make it come off on one wing if you aren't coordinated, of course, but even full power on, just a normal brake and just let go or relax the back pressure and it's flying again. So very, I would say, benign stall characteristics.
Yeah. Well, Tom, thank you so much for showing us around your airplane. In closing, I want to talk a little bit about price point and how you feel. Do you feel the price is fair? on the airplane?
The price now, top of the line with the two Skyview Touches is $126,500, I think.
That's
and
correct.
you cannot find an aircraft built like this, factory made, for that price anywhere.
Yeah.
This quality. It's just unheard of.
Yeah.
And I would have not have been surprised if this had come out at 160, 170. It's got extreme value to me for the price that it is.
Absolutely. And some of the reasoning behind that is because our founder, John, has mastered the production process and made it to where these planes are really efficient in manufacturing. And so we're able to drive the cost down that way. But also because John is so passionate about the aviation industry, he wants airplanes to be accessible and achievable for people like me who might not have the opportunity otherwise if the market continues to grow and continues to get more and more and more incredibly expensive. You know, it is incredibly expensive to get into aviation. And so having something that's this capable, fun, and affordable was his goal.
I actually have some thoughts on that, and I totally agree with John. The airline industry is going to need thousands and thousands of pilots more in the coming 10 or 20 years, besides COVID. COVID is going to be taken care of soon, and the airlines will start hiring again soon. I personally think this would be a great airplane to learn to fly in. I think it would make a good airplane for flight schools. It's got the stuff that the new generation will need to learn and know to fly with airlines.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and continue to enjoy your Ranger. And thank you so much for stopping by. And we'll be here at the Sun and Fun booth until tomorrow evening. So thank you very much.
Have any questions? I'm happy to answer as an owner.
Absolutely. And are you coming to Oshkosh?
Good chance. Good chance, yes.
Cool. All right. Well, by the time this video comes out, the people will probably be looking forward to seeing the Ranger at Oshkosh.
Good.
Great. Well, hey, thank you very much.